I said on yesterday's pod and I said on the Patreon pod that although I've got no concerns about Eberechi Eze, and I have to be very, very clear in saying that because I know that the way these things can be taken out of context. Although I've got no issues or no worries really with Eberechi Eze, I certainly felt that Saturday was a game in which we got nowhere near the maximum out of him. And there was a part of me that felt that that was down to him and maybe him not being proactive enough in terms of going and roaming that little bit more just to get on the ball and to try and influence the game. But there was a part of me that felt like the fact he's not doing it might mean he's under very clear instructions to stay in those central areas. Because what we've seen, not just with Eze, but with Gyökeres as well, is that when we have players occupying those very central areas without drifting, without roaming, and essentially causing quite a bit of distraction to the opposition defense, we've seen the likes of Bukayo Saka afforded way more space. Because what we're doing is we're creating a problem in the middle that requires immediate attention. We've also got the ability and the capacity to create problems from wide. And that'll be something that the opposition are obviously worried about. But how much resource can you commit to going and dealing with the issues wide when you've got problems to deal with in the center? Because the basic defensive principles dictate that you want to protect the width of your penalty area first. So even if we see games where Gyökeres and Eze are not as involved as we'd like them to be, they're still playing a part and they're still playing a role in some way, shape or form. I mean, the amount of times that Bukayo Saka found himself 1v1 with Sessegnon, that doesn't happen if Eze doesn't hold that more central position. It doesn't happen if Victor Gyökeres isn't occupying the centre halves and preventing them from shuffling across. So I think, you know, it's not to dismiss the role that Eze played at the weekend, but I do want to see him just roaming a little bit more at times so that he can get on the ball and he can influence the game himself rather than being a facilitator. I know that you want him in an ideal world to be a bit of both, but I'd just like to see a little bit more proactivity on his part